welcome back to Faraday Research. It's Thursday night, and I've just been doing some work on the Adams motor generator. And so anyways, I did some work tonight on the wheel inside. What I planned to do was ridge out little areas where the magnets are going to sit in the wheel. So I got my Dremel out tonight, and I routed out all those magnets. So now instead of having one magnet, I put two magnets, so I got a total of 10, 2 per pulse all the way around. So I got a total of 10 magnets hooked up in there. It's actually, each of them are grouped in 2, so I got a stronger field. The reason for that is I need enough of a pulse that I can actually pick it up with my reed switch. So now I can back off on the reed switch pretty far, so it won't I can dial in my timing a lot better. Before we get into this, now I'm getting into some serious high power. So if you don't know electrical theory or you don't have any experience in electronics, stay away from this. It can be potentially dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to be starting to do disclaimers in all my videos now. I'm getting into some ridiculously high power. If you're not experienced, I've been educating myself for the last 20 years in this stuff, so I know what I'm doing, and I'm relatively safe when operating electrical devices of this kind. So if you don't know what you're doing and you don't understand what I'm doing, don't even attempt to build it until you understand electrical theory. You watch a lot of videos of Eric Dollar that teaches you about electricity and how it works, and you have to educate yourself first before you get involved in this. I've been at this for like I said, like 20 years. So I know what I'm doing. I know how to stay safe. I know how to prevent myself from getting electrocuted. From time to time, I do make a stupid mistake and I get a jolt. So even someone who's experienced can still get hurt doing this. So if you're unsure about this stuff, don't even attempt to build stuff like this, because it can be potentially dangerous for you. So anyways, yeah, I did all these mods to the wheel. It's running really balanced. So when you're building a motor like this, it's incredibly important to make a very balanced wheel. Now I also put the mag strip on it, and now I'm actually doing some readings. So I pumped up the power. I really advanced the timing on this, and I was able to get this motor to spin over 4,200 RPMs. So we're talking some major power here now, and that's why I'm doing these disclaimers now, because I'm getting into such a high speed. If your magnets aren't attached to the wheel properly, they can be like little missiles coming off if they fail. So I'm going to just fire it up. I'll just kind of show you. I'm also going to show you this induction coil. It's about 1 pound of copper wire, 14 gauge. I got one of those big LED lights, and I'm just going to set it right beside the wheel as it's spinning. And this wheel is going to be generating quite a bit of power. I have measured about 4 volts coming off it. Now I plan to get about 3 or 4 of these made and have them lined up all the way around the wheel and generate extra power, which I can feed back into the system to make it essentially run basically indefinitely. Now I'm getting the motor so efficient that it's basically going to be, well, I got as low as 20 milliamps at 24 volts, which is really impressive. It's basically just running on voltage. It's running, eventually I think I can get it down to the microwatts of power consumption. So if you have a car battery, 2 car batteries hooked up, make 24 volts, this thing would run for probably a month, maybe longer, because it takes so little power to actually run it. I'm powering up almost 30 watts of the ballast lights. So that can be used to charge up your off-the-grid home or whatever, and basically sustain the whole system indefinitely. It continuously would run, self-running system. So I'm just going to fire it up just to show you how well it's running now. get it spinning. Give it a good start. Let's see, my ballast is running. It'll take a couple of minutes here to get it up to speed. It's running at about 50 milliamps right now. It's actually going down. I'll keep the light on so you can kind of see how fast it's actually going to start running. And like I said, the wheel's got to be extremely balanced for it to run good. And we'll do a speed test on it. We'll get it going. I just want to get the RPM up, because it's now actually almost like a flywheel too. We got that centrifugal force and inertia going. So let's see what speed we got at the axle already. 728 RPM already. And it's going faster. I'll just let it run. I can even put the induction coil, and you can see when I put it in, I'll just start to bring it close. There you go. And all the magnets are all facing north, and I'm still able to light this up. So it's pulsing, so it's creating actually an AC current, but enough to actually light up this blue LED light. Look how bright it is. So I got that going. Let's just adjust this wheel here, or coil. We're at 40 milliamps. Lights are all running good. I'm going to put the timing in. I'm going to advance it. I'm going to just draw a little bit more current. I don't have to push much. Get it closer, and it just takes off now. Okay, so let's check this. Okay, 849. Let's check the wheel. Over 900 already. It's going faster. Let's get this a little bit closer. There we go. Now it's at 50 milliamps. It's starting to accelerate huge. I'm going to take this out of here for now. You can see how fast it's really going. Okay, let's test this. So at the shaft it's going 950. 2100 RPMs. 2163. .24. 2460. That's a good speed. And it's only drawing 40 milliamps. I could actually back off on it now. Okay, so I got it down to 30 milliamps. See, now we got all this inertia built up in the wheel. So, in lens effect, if you were to grab that shaft, lens effect takes place. The amperage should go way up. It should go like to 10 or 12 or whatever. I'm going to slow it down, and you can see. Watch. I'm slowing it down, look, very little. It went up 20 milliamps, and I slowed it down to about half the speed. So lens effect is very, very minimal on this motor. And also my neons are going. This one here is dead, but these three are gone. So yeah, it's running really, really good. I'm going to back it up just a bit, see if I can get it down lower. 30 milliamps. Like basically nothing. So it'd be about 15 milliamps per battery if you had two car batteries hooked up. So 15 milliamps off a car battery is nothing. That car battery will last for weeks, probably a month, before this thing would die. But I'm creating so much output, I can always dump some of that back into the car batteries and regenerate it. This thing would run pretty much indefinitely. So yeah, it's really come along really good. I got some excellent speed out of it. The wheel's running fantastic. Very balanced. And I think that's the key to this motor too. You've got to build a really, really balanced wheel. So I'm going to shut it down. So I can talk. Look, it's still spinning. It takes a little while for it to actually wind down. So the efficiency of the motor has really, really gone up. It's just really exceeded my expectations as far as performance and reliability. It's reliable and it runs so efficient. So I'm definitely on to good things, producing a lot of power from the piezos. And yeah, it's just a work in progress. I've worked on this for 5 years, and I've made some huge gains with this. You know, since I added the piezos to this, and then I started understanding on coil positioning and using a bigger inductor, bigger coil, the better. So I want to get about 3 or 4 of these guys and place them around the wheel, so I can grab all that free energy that's coming off the flux of all the magnets. So it's just think of the wheel and the flux coming off the magnets is like, it's like a sprinkler. It's just spinning all this flux out, and you want to catch that in your coils. And if you can catch that in the coils and then utilize that power and put it back into your system to keep it sustained, then yeah, you're well on your way to having an infinite running motor. Over unity, yes. Perpetual, the possibility is getting better and better. So if I can get this down to under 10 milliamps, like even into the microamps, then yeah, I think it's totally possible, because the amount of power that I'm actually generating, not alone how much mechanical power I'm actually generating, I could hook up a small little generator on that and generate even more electricity off that. So, you know, the sky's the limit with this thing, really. So, yeah, we talked about the coil, about positioning the coil too close to the wheel. Everybody's putting their wheel way too close to the coil. I've got mine like a ½ inch away, sometimes 3/4 of an inch away. And because I got so much spin going on, I'm throwing so much flux out there that it's making contact with the coil, and I'm able to ride the wake. And we talked about that in my last video, riding the wake. So that flux, all it has to do is just come in contact with the field that's being created by the coil, and it'll give it a push. It'll push it. You don't want the iron core of the coil to start attracting to the magnet of the rotor. If that happens, now you're going to get the lens effect, even more so. So the idea is keep the coil further back, get it spinning fast so it's spraying the flux out, and it's able to rebound off the field that's being created with the coil, and your wheel will stay spinning. Also, balanced wheel, that also helps to keep the inertia going and keep the wheel spinning at a higher RPM. Like earlier tonight, I was able to get this motor, I really kind of cranked it. I was able to get over 4,000 RPM out of this motor. Totally insane. But I wanted to see what it could do. Actually, at one point, I think I hit about 5,200 RPMs, which is absolutely insane to the highest order. That actually scared me, and I backed off on it because I didn't want to take the chance of launching a magnet into the wall or hurt anybody. So obviously, you got to take this discretion when you're working with this stuff. Know what your limit is with the machine, because there are limits with the machine and you don't want to exceed it, otherwise you're gonna have big problems or potentially get hurt. So be careful, please be careful when you're running this stuff. So anyways, yeah, if you like what I'm doing, if you want schematics, drawings, all the ideas that I come up with, it's all in the Patreon below. Link is there. Become a patron to get access to all this stuff. So, and it also helps me out fund the projects I'm doing and keep the info coming out. So questions, comments, leave it below. If you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner. Also give me a thumbs up for the video, and we'll see everybody soon.